Welcome back to Real Estate Investing with Alex Deacon. I am Adam, the host with not the mostest. We are here with Alex Deacon, the Deacon of Real Estate, the man that has all the answers, or we like to think that. So, Alex, what's going on today, my man?
What's going on today is, well, we're almost done here. We've been doing some good podcasts today.
Had some good ones. Some good work in today.
Yeah. So, we're going to discuss where do you get good information and free advice.
And shall we say not so free advice sometimes because it could be costly to you.
Yeah, no doubt.
So now, Alex, you're very big right now online. You have a pretty big media presence, and it's growing larger and larger. Your meetups are growing, and we're going to talk about that too. So talk to me about when, and where is great avenues to get advice, and why free advice isn't always so free.
All right, let's start here. That what Alex says is not always correct. Okay, and I don't tout myself as knowing everything. I'm totally the opposite. I just know what I know, and I know what I've done, and I'm good at certain things, certain parts of real estate. Not all, not even close. So even when you hear information from me, it should all be thrown into your brain, into a database, and you combine what you hear on these podcasts, and then when we do our monthly workshops, we discover, or we'll cover a topic, and we talk about whether it's zero money down or landlording or whatever the case may be. You take all this information, and then you take it home, and you get information from the internet, right? There's a forum called Bigger Pockets, which they have over 1 million members now. You get a lot of information from there. You can go to local real estate like networking events. They have one each month called Acre. That's the first Tuesday of the month. They have one called RIA. That's the third Tuesday. I mean, you get hundreds of investors there. You get to talk to them and learn. You could take, you can read books. You can do online courses. You can go and take mentorship programs. You can spend lots of money, and you can gather information for free everywhere. It's all information. The problem I have is I know when I'm trying to learn something new, like whatever it is, if I go online, it almost makes me more confused.
Right.
You know?
Because you have questions. Yeah,
and it's just not directly answered. You're not getting it straight from the horse's mouth. You're not talking to someone face to face who's done it at a high level, exactly what you want to do. Like if I wanted to be, master at building kitchen cabinets, I would prefer to talk to a guy who's just done it for years and years and can do it in his sleep and spend time with that person. Ultimately, that's what you want to do, right? You don't want to watch it on a YouTube video or learn it online. It's helpful, but it's just not the same.
Right.
So we're calling this like free information or not so good free information.
Not so free advice.
Not so free advice is just you have to be, as a human being, taking all this information in and then deciding what the right decision is. So I don't know. I just felt compelled to mention that to people, and I don't know where to go from here with it.
But in a way here, I think, if you don't mind, I think it's important because, when we first started doing this, we found some YouTube videos that were getting like 14, 15, 16,000 hits, and it was taped on some dude's front porch and was like they were on the hood of some dude's car, and it was like they weren't really giving us any information that you couldn't get elsewhere. It wasn't like their presentation was anything, outlandish or anything like that. But I think from my standpoint,
but even the production wasn't good. The content could be good.
Right, correct.
So in that case, the production sucked and the content sucked.
But then
you'll see the ones that scare me are the ones that production is phenomenal. But the person, you can just I know because I do what I do here. I know that they're just full of it.
Right.
And those are the ones that scare me because those are the ones that attracts the guy who's green and who has money and wants to spend money on some of these training courses and doesn't know any better. Those are the ones that really get under my skin.
And I think that's why we're so proactive on here, not only talking about your monthly meetup workshops, like, that you put on, but reaching out to us and not being afraid to email you. How could they email you?
Alex at AlexDeacon.com.
There you go. See, we're going to start doing that at once an episode there.
Good idea.
But, it's something that, guys, when we listen, we do these so that you guys get information, but we would love to hear from you. We would love to hear your feedback because that creates a conversation. It creates a dialogue. And then, because we understand that when I listen to something and I listen to, anything informative or where I'm trying to better myself, I always have questions. And it's hard when you're listening to something, when you can't ask those in-the-moment questions. Like we do right here, it's beautiful because I can always ask in-the-moment questions. Mm-hmm. If I was at home, I wouldn't be able to do that. Fortunately, we always, we're welcoming that avenue for you guys, but you're not always going to get that with other productions that you listen to, or the late night infomercials or the
everybody doesn't have access to a me. Like
right.
When I was 25, if I had access to someone like myself, like on a daily basis, who I know and I could trust, and it would be invaluable. Yeah. I mean, invaluable. I would have shaved years and years and years off of my learning curve.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, the long and short of it, here's the very short of it. You have to be learning based, always learning, always absorbing information. And then I think over time, you'll become better at dissecting that information and digesting it and using what you need. But that takes time.
And on the flip side of it too, advice, in my opinion, especially free advice, is always better when it comes not only face to face, but through networking at events, like you said, like the RIA events.
It comes through somebody who's, again, highly successful
mm-hmm.
at what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You don't want to take advice from somebody, even if it's at a networking event, who's a complete failure. I mean, I know people who talk a big game, mm-hmm. but then when you know what they've done in their production value, as far as not like producing the, what I'm saying, as far as what they've done in that industry is nominal.
Right.
It's non-existent. So I'm not going to take advice from somebody who's just had non-existent results. So you want to get this information from someone who's doing it at a highly successful level, and that's hard to find.
And this is a scenario where it does pay to be the dumbest guy or gal in the room, because you want to learn. This is a scenario that a lot of times you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room because you want to learn. You want that new information, and that's where different little events like that would
know-it-alls are the first ones to fail.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep it short, but I hope that's helpful to somebody out there. But
short, sweet, and to the point.
I just felt compelled to talk about it.
You felt compelled. And you know what? When you feel compelled, it is my job to deliver. So,
yes, you delivered well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I hope everyone listening at home, I hope you think that we delivered well. But it's great advice by Alex. Thank you, sir. We greatly appreciate you. You did a great job today, Alex. Pat yourself on the back.
Thank you. And you did a great job too, Adam.
Well, thank you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen at home, please, like we said, make sure you're contacting us with any questions. Continue the conversation. Continue the dialogue. I mean, we're always interested in reaching out. We're looking to network with as many people as possible. Obviously, make it worth Alex as well. But on the flip side of it, connect with us on your social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter. Look for Deacon Hoover Real Estate Advisors. Look for Alex Deacon on Twitter. It's Alex Deacon 712, and it's Deacon Hoover on Twitter for the brokerage here. So. For Alex, for myself, and for everyone else here at DHRE, thank you so much for listening to this broadcast, and we'll see you next time.